All right, to the left we have the LG C4, LG C1, and Samsung S95D. This request was from multiple people asking to see gaming, and also because I got numerous, well, not really requests, but statements saying, you did something unfair to the LG C4. There's no way, the colors were clearly tampered with. Well, I'm a very dramatic guy. It's probably the last thing you want to say with me because I'll show you that I did not. So the first thing is we're in auto power save. We're outside of game mode, but if we go into game mode in the game optimizer, that's what it looks like. Now, if you think I did something, fuck it. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go down and hit reset, and there you go. It just looks that damn bad, right? In real time. You're not getting around how bad the LG C4 looks in game mode. I don't care who you are. Now, we can try to make it look a little bit better, but as far as what you're getting, it's not great. And you saw it in real time. I mean, I don't even know how many more times I'd have to do this. I would think the one time would be more than enough, but for some people, it really isn't. So again, we are in game mode. We're going to hit reset, and I'll read you what it says. All current settings for Game Optimizer will be reset. Do you want to continue? To which, in real time, we click yes. The box goes away, and the picture is washed and dead and ugly. I'll pull up the game bar so you can see in the background. Game bar is right there, and then you can clearly see that we are in game mode. So again, any attempt to tamper with anything, completely and totally removed. It's a non-possibility, right? You're seeing how much better the C1 is. Now, to be fair, in total transparency, the C1 is rocking my settings. It wouldn't look this good without my help, no shit. But at the end of the day, this is just for those who said, oh, you are purposely harming, making the C4 look worse. I see this, I kid you not, every single year, and have every single year that I've reviewed LG TVs. This is not any different. It is frustrating though, because you would think by now people would realize that, you know what, you're watching a TV that has never been optimized, and maybe you have to use some of the settings they put in the TV to get a better picture. That to me sounds like the no shit common sense line, but for a lot of people, they really don't understand this. It's like, no, there's no way there could be that much of a disparaging difference between the two. Yes, there is. This is what you're watching. You take your TV out of the box, YouTubers calibrate to D65, this is what it looks like. There's a reason why I say it's outdated, it looks 30 years old, because it does. And look at the protest and the videos that we've been posting. Look at the outrage, look at the cope. Look at the fucking seething. Look at the fucking rage. It's insane. And it's over their television not winning. And you're going to see this with any product. I mean, that's to be, fair, okay? But at the end of the day, nothing was done to make the C4 look worse. Now, that being said, we're going to optimize the C4 and try to get it to look a little bit like these two champions over here. All right, and so this is basically the best I'm going to be able to do for the LG C4. And again, as you can clearly see, we are in game mode. You see the game bar up at the top here. I'll go ahead and minimize that. And this is about as good as it's going to get, right? Putting in calibration settings for the C4, trying to get it as good as we can get it to look. It's still limited in its scope and in its presentation, as you are clearly seeing. There's no nerfing or neutering colors, but I like to show this off to show, okay, like you saw how bad it looked when we hit reset, and now you see what it looks like now on this same exact opening sequence, so that you can't sit here and say, oh, it's unfair, or whatever nonsense we usually hear. Again, covering all my bases just because, to be honest, I really just don't feel like hearing the bitching and the complaining because a TV lost at doing something that people thought that it could do or should do. There's always this ridiculous expectation that just because you buy a new TV that it's just going to be like the best thing out since sliced bread, and that's just not how it works, right? Every year they target different things. Again, the C1, far richer contrast. I mean, that has to show through on YouTube. It's day and night. It literally looks like a QD OLED. As I look at the QD OLED and I look at this looks like a QD OLED just like that does. But then it's like the C4, that's the weak link. That's the one that has the weaker colors, especially in this example. It's just weak color. Again, not to say that weak color is bad to everybody. Some people actually genuinely prefer muted color paletry that doesn't vibrantly saturate an image. I don't know why, but I guess, like, I mean, it's much like when you look at photos and there are those, like, photographers or artists that, like, really cling to washed out imagery. Like, it's a style that some people prefer. And hey, to each their own, and do you enjoy your thing. But as far as what I would prefer to see when I'm paying for, you know, a wide color gamut television and something that I would have expected to be the next level up from a C1, I would have expected to see more color than the C1. I think that we could set as a baseline. And for everybody that likes to say, oh, the Samsung is cartoony, the Samsung is unrealistic. No, it just has more color than what the LG has. And the C4, that looks so fucking washed out. Like, those yellows are disgusting. Like, they don't even look like yellow. And that's one of the big problem colors this year is yellow. I've always had this issue on LG, to be fair, but it's really, really bad on the C1. Again, or C4 rather, to the left. Now again, there are people that are going to try to complain and piss and moan and be like, oh, whatever. I mean, I can't speak to everybody that wants to complain. So I showed enough of the opening sequence, okay? So now we're going to go in and we're going to log into my Xbox and then we're going to show you guys what's up. So here we are on the Versus screen. And this will basically show you colors, okay? So again, the closest thing to a QD OLED right now in this example is the C1 at the bottom. That just looks way better. Again, closer to what we have there color-wise. That is way off. And again, we're going to go over to another color and you'll see again. It's really the quality that's lacking on the C1 or C4. The C1 at the bottom is doing far better at giving us, you know, warm tones and more vibrancy, wider expression of color, richer expression of color. And I think that's important. I mean, when I look at the QD OLED and I look down at the C1, I mean, like, they look like really close to each other, which is amazing because here you have a TV that people are saying is older and maybe you need to upgrade from. Well, why would you? What is the incentive to upgrade from something that already is fantastic? That I'll never know. I mean, some people, they come up with their own reasons. Hey, I'd love to hear them in the comments section because maybe I haven't heard what you have to say about it. I can tell you this, though. Everything that I'm seeing is just brilliant on the LG C1. And again, the LG C4, by example, I mean, just look at the brown. For the love of God, in this example, that is brown. That is death shade. Like, he looks chalky, he looks ashy, he looks dark. I mean, he doesn't have that, like, milk chocolate look that he's supposed to have. That's the color of brown people's skin. Hello, I have it, right? I'm a brown man myself, and that's what it looks like. We don't always look chalky and ashy. I mean, some of us do, but you get my point. Like, this TV is rendering color inaccurately. It's not mapping it. It's not rendering it the right way. And I mean, you can split hairs all you like, right? You can sit here and go, no, 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 no. But yeah, it is what it is, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to play some Left 4 Dead, or what, Dead or Alive. I always mix those two up. And we're just going to show you what we find, okay? So I'm going to start off being this chick. Don't know her name. Doesn't really matter to me. And then we're going to fight maybe this chick, because why not? Okay? And see if you can't see some of what I see, okay? Because what I'm seeing is a whole lot of stuff that just is inconsistent on the LG C4. But the point with this is you're seeing something new, and you're seeing it on this TV, and it looks amazing on the S95B. My eyes ran straight over there. Oh, shit. And I'm telling you right now, like, this is what it's all about. It looks incredible on the S95B. I just can't stop looking right now because all the colors, all the highlights, it's like, oh my God, it's so good, right? Oh, I'm dead. I died that fast. Isn't that amazing? I mean, look at that replay of how she just murked my ass real quick. But, I mean, I will be honest, like if I couldn't have an S95B, like say that was out of my price range, the C1 immediately gravitates, or my eyes gravitate to the C1 because there's a clarity to it because of the motion resolution. For those that don't know, the C1 is like one of the best TVs for motion, like you could probably buy. Like it's gonna be pretty up there and you're gonna have one hell of a time. Like truly. Like, as I look at the C1, I'm still in love with it. Like, the day I bought it and saw it and really saw what it could do. And I was like, wow, like, this is absolutely incredible. What the hell's going on with the C4? It's like listening or some shit. Ridiculous. Okay, and then, hold on, let's pause because we don't want an unfair advantage, okay? So we're going to go back to our console because for whatever fucking reason it just, like, left the screen. But yeah, the freaking C4, it just doesn't have it. Like, the shadow detail already, like, as I look at it, too open. And I don't like the way that looks. That just looks bad. The blacks look raised. The blacks start looking more gray. Where on the C1, at the bottom here, it just looks more, like, buttoned up and more like, all right, like, we're actually looking at a TV worth a damn. You know what I mean? And that, for me, is, like, where I go, okay, like, I'm all about it. Like, I'm getting good quality all around. And I think that's pretty much what everybody's after. I mean, tell me if I'm crazy, but I think that's what everybody is after, is high quality. Those highlights, though, on the S95, man, they're not playing with anybody, like, for real, for real. Like, if you haven't seen it, you've got to. You owe it to yourself to see it. It's totally worth it. Like, I mean, really. And don't even give me that crap about, oh, I don't have enough money for it, because neither did I. I'm literally still paying the fucker off, okay? But it's worth it because every time I turn the damn thing on, I'm enjoying the experience. And I think that's something, again, that you can appreciate for yourself as well. And I want that for you because, you know what? This is what it's all about. Playing our favorite games, watching our favorite movies, and fantastic quality. Like, that's the goal of why we do this in the first place. And again, the C1, there's a clarity to the C1 is the word I would use, that is just out of this world and beyond anything that I've seen on the C4. Which is, I'm not going to lie, like, it's actually psycho to me, like, how much better the C4 is showing and looking for me personally. I mean, maybe for you it might not look that way, but the way I look at it, I mean, the purple just now, like, as that, look at that, like, it just so vibrant. It's wild. Let's go to the freaking place with all the fucking animals. That looks kind of dope. I mean, that purple is amazing. Even better, I think, than the even better than the S95B or 95D. Looks way better. Like, seriously. Which I didn't expect. And as I'm playing, I mean, the 95 has the better picture quality all day. I mean, I see the little heat waves coming up and everything in the background on the map. I don't really see that effect happening on the other TVs as strongly or as strong. But I tell you what, the clarity coming off of the C-Series for the C1 is amazing. And the vibrancy with the clarity is, like, really, like, that's a plus for me all day, every day. And I'm getting my ass handed to me. She's like, I'm going to bake you, fool. I'm like, damn, you ain't got to do me like that. Damn, she just threw me like that. But yeah, man, it looks good. Now, I do like the grass on the C4 better. I think they're getting that right. But that's about it. And again, this is with my setup. And these are with my settings. So again, everything that you like about this picture, keep in mind, this is not what it was looking like a minute ago by default. So again, it is kind of what it is, right? Like, you're only going to see this right here at Quantum TV. Nobody else calibrates to my in-house standards but me. Everybody, in fact, tells you you should do the old way of doing things. I really should have let her run into that, but I got baked right there. Damn. What a shame. But you're getting an idea of picture quality, I hope. Because, I mean, that purple, though, on the C1 is to die for. That is gorgeous. Every time I see it. Yeah, let's fight her again, because she absolutely kicked my ass. Like, that was just a little pathetic there. Not gonna lie. I don't know, man. When you start talking about buying TVs and whatnot, I know the conversation for some people is, like, you know, very tribalized, but for me, it's really as black and white as who is the better brand and what has the better picture quality. I don't care about anything else. And you can't, in my opinion, care about anything else, because ultimately, all you're buying is a television and picture quality. Now, don't get me wrong, I got the C4 to look good. The C4 does look good. It just doesn't look great in every example that I've seen on this display. Okay, so I will say in this example, though, like, the landscape, like, the depth of the landscape is coming through a lot better than it is on the other two TVs. So I will give it that, where that doesn't look quite as good as that as far as the landscape goes, and it even in some instances look a little bit better than what I have on the S95. So again, it's not like the C4 is not punching back at all. It definitely can. It's just it depends on the scene too much. And then again, the other aspect of this, as I get totally baked again for the millionth time, this bitch kicked my ass. Freaking, you look at it and it's like the picture quality is just too different across the board, but also it's too similar at the same time, if that makes sense. Like in this example, I'd say the C4 definitely looks brilliant. It looks great. However, then when we go into some other examples, as you'll see here, like again, remember, like when we get back to colors like red, orange, that's going to be a win for the Samsung for the, again, the C1 at the bottom. Again, when you get to those pinks, I mean, the C4 basically lacks too many colors. So yeah, in that example, it did green good, but the problem with the C4 is that it's too fucking green this year. So of course, it better be able to do green good. I mean, why wouldn't it, right? Like, I mean, that's really its strong suit. Like, that's where they've invested all their energy and all their picture quality prowess, as far as I'm concerned, is into that. So if it doesn't look good, then I guess we would have a problem. I mean, the blue looks like more washed by comparison. It just doesn't look as good. So let's go to a different map. I want to try... let's try something green, since LG is kind of rocking it with the green on the C4. And right out the gate, I'll tell you, the C4 is the more like washed out of all the pictures, really. Oh, I just kicked her down. Did I kill her? No, I didn't. That was wild. Oh, that's badass, though. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm enjoying the experience the most on the S95 because it just is capturing my eye more. I'm not going to lie. Oh, we got her. That was like a reverse DDT elbow drop over the throat. That was brutal. Love it. And then, like, looking at the color, again, it's the C4 that's, like, giving you that more muted color paletry. And I think, honest to God, like, the people that like Sony TVs, especially Sony's recent direction, I think those are the ones that are really going to enjoy what LG did this year. And I think maybe that could be, like, why it looks this damn, like, muted, is because maybe they're trying to imitate what Sony is doing now, where everything's really blue and washed, and, people eat it up in the high-end sector for those particular TVs. But again, counteractively, there are those of us that know better, and we're like, no, you're kind of giving me a lemon here. You're giving me some bullshit, and I'm not interested in that. Damn, she is really fucking my ass up, isn't she? Shit, she's brutal. One more hit. Oh, thank goodness. Stomp her ass out. Damn, that was brutal. But you get the idea. As we look at both pictures, top left C4, bottom in the middle, I guess, C1, you can see the difference right away, straight away. It's brighter, for one. Like, I can tell you, like, her skin tone, much brighter, better yellow. Again, I do see more detail, though, on the C4. But color, like her skin tone, is more muted and more washed. It just, I don't know, man. It's going to really come down to your personal preference, again, when we talk about gaming. But again, keep in mind that that's with my setting. If you don't use my settings or my setup, good luck. I don't know what else to tell you other than that. That's just as honest as it gets, right? I'll use this chick because that's like one of the mainstay ninjas, I guess. And let's try... let's do a ninja battle. Why not? I'm gonna go back to one of those places, like look like the Vegas Strip. Honestly, like this place, it looks pretty fucking badass. Not gonna lie, but I'm kind of looking at this pterodactyl place. Like that'd be fucking dope too. It just depends on, I guess, what I feel like doing, I suppose. But I think I'm gonna go for this place because this place looks sick. The color on the C1 immediately better than the C4 as I look. Day and night. Definitely day and night. I'm getting baked right now. I'm getting totally cooked. Oh, you're cooking me. I'm so cooked. Damn, she's strong. Nope, there's no getting out of that. I'm done. It's over for me. Yep, it's over. Damn. But I mean, like, I'm clearly having fun looking at my old C1. And so when I do this, I'm like, okay, but am I having enough fun, or is it not enough to where I would want to upgrade? And I'm telling you right now, I'm more than satisfied with what I have on the C1. Like, I don't, like, as I look down at the C1, I have zero desire Hear that? Zero desire to upgrade. Oh shit. She got hit by a car? That's fucking brutal. And she didn't touch me once. Badass. Freaking, like, I don't have any desire to upgrade to the C4 as I'm looking like, look at this. The C1 is better in every aspect, in my opinion, right here. Right? I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think I am. I think it's more of what I'm telling you, like, where it's like, yo, there's just a difference of direction, I guess, from year to year. It happens sometimes like that, where they'll choose things that not everybody wants, and that's okay, but as I look at it, I prefer the look of the C1. The C4 is just too dim in this example, and the colors, they don't pop as hard at all. Now, the S95D up there, I mean, forget about it. That's the next level. But again, people were really bent out of shape, like, oh, you can't do this to LG. You're clearly augmenting it and making it look worse. It's just like, dude, like, you can't make LG look worse than it already looks. Like, you really can't. Damn, I didn't touch her once? That's fucked up. She just absolutely baked me. I'm okay with getting cooked, but at least let me pinch you once. Damn, I mean, shit, I'm getting beat down over here. Okay, so let's try that again, because, damn. Oh, man, those chops are brutal. And I got hit by a car. Fuck. I'm getting my ass baked right now. Oh, it's because I'm looking at the C4. I'm blaming it on the C4. But you get what I'm saying, man. Like, you see the color, you see the vibrancy and all that. Man, I don't know what this bitch is, but I can't fucking cook her for shit. She cooks me every single time. I cannot stand that motherfucker. Ugh, it's irritating. But it's all good, though. He looks like fucking, like, Sephiroth. Fucking... But yeah, man, so what I think I'm going to do now is we're going to do a game switch. Since I think I've pretty much showed a lot, maybe I'll do, like, one more match with my boy Zach here, who's weird as fuck. And then we're going to, I don't know, who are we going to fight? We're going to fight fucking damn... Let's fight Sephiroth's looking ass. Like, why not? Like, the fuck is he doing? Oh, yeah, the drunken fist guy. He's a pain in the ass. I can't stand him. But fuck it. Highlights are amazing on the S95. Oh shit. Is Zach wearing a crop top? Bro, where are you dressed at, son? Like, that is not male fashion at all, bro. Like, what are you doing? No, you do not wear that crop top. Ugh. I wish they had that outfit change, because, no, man, you can't be wearing, like, a crop top. Like, it's just like the midriff is wild, though. Why do they have to do the boy like that? They give this man midriff. I can't. I can't with the midriff. I gotta select a new character. I ain't going out like that. You ain't gonna have me out here with no damn midriff on a guy. Like, nah. So, no. We're gonna go to a different character, because fuck that shit. But you get what I'm saying. Oh, Hayabusa. He's got other outfits. I don't even know how to activate those other outfits. I mean, do I do anything special? I mean, that looks pretty fucking dope. I mean, I just have no idea how to use this game yet, but I will figure it out eventually. But alright, let's probably get our ass kicked again with Kung Fu Man over here. And we're going to go to, I don't know, this looks more like where they would fight, honestly. And as you look at the picture quality, again, the C4, dim. Especially in these night scenes like this is where the C4 struggles the most. This is where you're going to be the most unimpressed with the C4. And you're going to be like, what the hell am I even doing right now? You're going to be like, I don't feel like I got what I paid for. That's really what it really feels like when I look at the C4 and I see how shitty it is. I'm like, not my cup of tea. But now, counteractively, when I look at the C1 is rich. Like, color rich, highlight rich, like in those cherry blossoms. The cherry blossoms are dim as fuck on the freaking C4. But again, this is what I was talking about earlier when I was like, you know, this is a lot like what Sony tends to do. How they make things just look ugly and muted and pale, and there are people that like go crazy for it, and they go, oh my god, did you wash out the picture and make it look 30 years old? My hero, I will throw all of my money. How does $3,000 sound? I mean, like, obscene amounts of money for like literally minimal effort. Like, that's just what we see nowadays. But I mean, I wouldn't do it. You couldn't get me to do that shit. There's no way, because I'm looking at it, and why would I go for my old TV that has all these colors, the red and the pillar and everything, and then I get to the new shit, and look at how faded and dead the red is back there versus this. This is still WOLED technology. It's not QD OLED yet, You know what I mean? And it's just like, why would I do that to myself? I wouldn't. I have no incentive to fuck myself up like that. And that's just kind of how I feel about it. But again, I know everybody else might have a different opinion. So what we're going to do now is a game change, and we're going to switch to a different genre. So as this game loads up, you can clearly see that the C4 is the more blue out of all of these TVs, like by a long shot. Letting you know that there's definitely something going on with what the C4 is rocking as far as its color. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down the audio because ain't nobody got time for no copyright strikes over here from Disney because I'm playing their music. Like, screw that shit. Music's never been that serious to me. I mean, but like, if we, like, even on this screen, if we really look at the details and the color and everything and the contrast, I mean, like, the C1 is the closest to the S95D. Like, it just is. And this is what I mean when I say, like, you can pretend all you want that the C series isn't overly cool, but it is overly cool. And that's post a calibration, man. There's nothing you can do after doing a calibration. Literally nothing. I mean, shit, what do we want to do? We want to do Chippendales, Rescue Rangers, Tailspin. I mean, come on. We've got to do Darkwing Duck. I mean, come on. Let's get dangerous. Let's go. Come on, man. Where are my 90s babies at for real, though, with that one? I mean, the purple, by the way, on the C1 just that came in just as the loading screen was in, better than even the S95D. So there are moments where the C1 still surprises me in ways that the S95D just doesn't. And that makes me happy. Because, again, I've owned this TV for years. And you always want to know, like, when you buy a TV that it's fairly future-proofed. And yes, there's no such thing as a future-proof TV, but you want to know that you're getting your money's worth. And again, I can sit here and say on the C1, like, absolutely, you're getting your money's worth. It's a fantastic TV. But then I look at the C4 and I'm like, where is the upgrade? Because it's supposed to be so big of a difference where I'm like, there's no comparison. I could never, you know what I mean? Like, I could never be without this. I don't feel that way. Like, as I look at the C1 and as I look at the C4, I'm like, okay, but like, where is the price increase justified? And I don't have the answer for that. I just don't. And I think, again, the more honest you are with yourself, the more you're going to see. Oh, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of half efforts from LG. Can I, like, climb or what? No, we just jump up here and shoot people. I guess that'll do. Okay. I guess this is just our way of platforming. But you know what I mean, guys. Like, there's a lot of instances where they could do better and they just don't. And that's really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, all the laziness that I'm seeing. It doesn't need to be that way, but it is on the C4 to where, again, it's really dim. And honestly, playing a platformer like this, it's kind of boring because you're just like, you're limited and your colors and everything. Now, obviously, the S95, again, better brightness. We know this, yes, of course. But it's really like when you look at what you're not getting, that's where you start getting salty because you're like, wait a minute, I'm not getting what I want. Like, I paid all this money supposedly for this upgrade that almost feels like it doesn't even exist. And that's kind of like as honest as anyone's going to tell you. I just like jumped down for no reason, I guess. But you guys get the idea. I mean, like, for the amount of money, it just doesn't make sense. And I think if you're real with yourself, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about too, because it's right here in real time. The C1 still holding its own in every way, shape, and or form. I don't see a reason for the C4. Not for gaming. People talk about 144 hertz. The S90D has that, and it's the same exact price, and it's got the better color and the better brightness. Why would you go for something less? That I don't know. But now we're going to do, again, yet another switch of our game, and we're going to go back to the fighting game genre and show you guys some more of what that can be. So now we're going to load up some Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Again, in a similar fashion, you're going to notice that the C1 is just brighter. The C4 is dimmer. Again, I don't know what its damage is, but that is really just what it is. Now, let's say you're tired of this and you're like, you know what? In game mode, it's an absolute slaughter. I'm tired of my favorite TV getting beaten down. I can take the C1, or rather the C4, out of game mode. So what we're going to do is go from our game optimizer, and we're just going to go into auto power save mode, and immediately there's an uptick in contrast. That's the first benefit. And again, this is why I always champion getting out of game mode. Especially if you know for a fact you're not going online ranked, that's not every moment of your life, then you don't need to do that. Now, for rankers, you pretty much don't have a choice, especially when you run into people with terrible input lag or internet lag or whatever. You're kind of cooked in that regard, but you're seeing it here. Like example after example after example. And I think this is why I love doing this so much, because you're able to truly see the difference between fact and fiction. I mean, in real time, we go from game mode, and people again would try to say, "Oh, you're hurting the C4." So, because I got that comment, I shit you not, like so many times. So what I'm gonna do now is show you like my settings. Right here are auto power save outside of game mode. I'm gonna go to cinema mode, which again we're gonna go down to advanced. We're gonna hit reset, and once you hit reset, like I just did. That's what it looks like. That shit looks like trash. Like, it looks like trash. There's no getting around that, right? Let's say you want to go to the standard mode, like I showed in my video. It all looks bad. And at the same time, I know people are just, they're bullshitting because they want their TV to win, right? So we're going to hit reset, okay? And there you go. Now that we hit reset, it still looks bad. There is no way around how bad it comes from the manufacturer. And YouTubers are not showing you this for whatever reason. They'll get their iPhones, they'll go in their editing programs and they'll oversaturate shit. They'll lie, right? They'll break up the TVs, right? They'll record them separately and then stitch them together in the editor, and that's usually like a dead giveaway that somebody's editing some shit, because again, in real time, you see all three TVs right here. There's no way to fake that, right? And I think that's the part that you need to look out for too. Because again, not everybody's honest. You've lived in the world long enough to know that. We all have. And unfortunately, there are people that don't care that you, as a person, want to buy a TV and you want to get a good deal on it and you want to walk away with what you paid for. There are people that much rather make money, and they don't care if they've got to lie to you about it, or honestly what they've got to do for money. And 9 times out of 10 on YouTube, it's them lying about stuff, right? So I'm showing you another side of it that you probably haven't seen before. If it's shock and awe for you, sorry, but not sorry. You need to know. And that's why we're doing this, so that you can have that clarity and understanding. So I'm going to build up my team. I'm going to do my boy Wolverine. You got to have Wolverine on your team. Tornado Claw. I'm gonna do my boy Magneto, because yes. And then last but not least, that's always the toss-up character, but I have to have Dark Phoenix. That just, they say Phoenix, but whatever, same diff. And we're gonna do all of this on normal, and we're just gonna go. And you're gonna see what it's like. Again, this is standard mode. It doesn't look good, just like I showed, and it never will look good. Now you can make it look better, which I'll show you. And let's go. Let's try to fight and win something. I'm not very good at this, so don't judge. For all you master players out there, I'm not one of them. I'm just simply a novice player here. Oh, I'm trying my best though. Okay. But it looks amazing on the C1. Like, I just got done looking at the C4, right? And now I'm looking at the C1, and I'm back to being blown away again. S95D has me fucking drooling, man. I'm like, what? Games can look this good? Like, and that's literally what it feels. It goes from like, not impressed, holy shit, and then my mouth just drops and hits the floor when I get to the other one, and I'm like, wow, it could be so much better. And it's like, yep, it can. If only you would buy the QD OLED, you'd enjoy what you've had for years, And that's the thing, like, QD OLED really does make everything feel like a brand new game. That's the best way I could. It feels like the remastered version of the game with better colors, better sharpness, better 3D draw, better everything. Versus, again, what you have on the C4 where it's unimpressive. But we're going to go ahead now, and we're going to put it back into my settings now that I've made my point that standard or cinema and all these other modes, they ain't going to do shit for you. And then we're going to go back to my settings where, hello, there you go, better picture quality. Still not as good as the C1, very dim, especially in these dark scenes like nighttime fighting and fighting games. Yeah, not the best, but you'll get your ideas. All right, let's try to cook her as best we can. Oh shit, I didn't block. Oh, I blocked it. Good, because she's going crazy on me. Damn, look at her go. All right, so we're gonna do our best not to die. I'm not very good at this. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna survive this. Somehow, right? Oh, I cooked her somehow, because damn, she was going crazy on me for a minute. But you guys get the idea. I mean, like, you can see the richness of the color coming off of the C1. Again, to each their own. You're going to pick what works best for you, of course. But I'm telling you, like nobody's business. Like, it goes in this order. S95D, LG C1, and then the C4 at the absolute bottom of the pack, because it just doesn't really have any sauce to it. And it's unfortunate that we got to say that, but it is true. I don't know what to do about that, but it is what it is. Hit her with an ultra combo, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, guys. As I look at it, I would not upgrade from the C1 to the C4. You couldn't pay me to do it. I'd go S90D. That's my official recommendation, and it will continue to be so. But if you've learned something in this video, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later.